measurement of who can win. Virtually identical in the averages and first 9 averages, maximums, doubling percentage as well.
20.
Dave Chisnall. That visit kind of sums up his tournament so far. Even though there's been bounce outs, it's been weirdly effective.
97.
It's almost like he hasn't needed all of the darts to land, but he may need most of them to register here in this final. And we are looking at Humphries trying
39.
to win another tournament in Germany. He won in Czechia last year, but 3 European Tour events
136.
won in Germany last year. This could be a 4th in the same country. Dave Chisnall's going for a 2nd win in Germany in 10 years. His first came in Germany, and that was, if I'm not mistaken, a 171, which is what we call
28.
a white horse when you get 3 different trebles.
Well, it looks like Chisnall may have replaced the damaged flights.
You could go 140.
What should we call a unicorn shot?
Got to be 3 different colours.
I like thinking.
Maybe requires
71
71
for the first leg then for Chisnall. He's got the darts in the odd-numbered legs. We don't know how important that is until a little bit later, so stay tuned. 67 left. And he has got a shot at the outer ring.
55.
First chance for
You could
Humphries.
require 40.
And in his semi-final, he was breaking through a lot against Searle.
30.
But not on this occasion.
Maybe you require 16.
Very strange game that Dave Chisnall won against Johnny Clayton. Will this one be a little bit more regulation, perhaps?
So the first leg.
What an assist that was. That's the great camera angle that we can use here at the European Tour to illustrate sometimes how fortunate a dart like that was. That probably wasn't going in if it wasn't for flight number 2.
An assist worthy of Kevin De Bruyne, the way that 3rd dart just skimmed off the 2nd.
Don't say that to Dave, he's a Liverpool fan.
96.
We'll go Trent Alexander-Arnold then.
He'd probably enjoy that. As for Luke Humphries,
85.
Leeds United fan, and that's why he's called Luke. Leeds United, Kings of Europe. There's another one of those darts. It's not a bounce out.
39.
It's a bad delivery because it's going in too upright. It's going flight over the top, and the flight of the dart is not pure enough to land in the sisal. Now, you got a little look at the carpet there, which is freshly vacuumed every single morning and afternoon. Dave Chisnall has left half of his flight colour on the carpet.
174.
Even though his darts aren't landing properly, they're landing in the right place.
96.
Well, Dave Chisnall might be in the 2nd leg, but that's something that needs to change because those darts dropping out of the sisal will cost him so many points, and it'll just give an extra spring in the step to Humphries.
It will, because he's having no problem when it comes to the darts landing in the board and staying there.
36.
Ultimately, though, Chisnall, who is getting wobbly darts like that, is on the same number as Humphries, but has thrown one less visit.
It's every dart as well that's delivered to the board. There's a little jolt. No jolt there, but no chance of 136 for Humphries.
58. They require 40.
I think Luke needs something to happen. He needs a maximum. He needs something like a 171, which Dave's already found. He might need a double like that, but Chisnall has the jump in the race to 8. He's a quarter of the way there to a possible 4th European Tour crown. We're talking about 2 of the best in history. Michael van Gerwen is in the distance on 35 titles. Peter Wright's got 7. And there's a nice little cluster of players on things like 3 and 4. People like Mensah Suljovic, Dave Chisnall, Ian White.
10 years since Dave Chisnall last won a Euro Tour in Germany.
Not for the lack of trying. He's been in most of the European Tour events over the course of time.
Regular fixture here. Luke Humphries does deliver that magical maximum, and maybe it will spark him into life, because it's been, for his very, very high standards, a pretty slow start.
120.
He's asking what's in there. 100. He doesn't have to ask again. 80. Whatever Humphries does, it looks like Chisnall has the answer in the early part of this match.
42. Debut require 81.
And funnily enough, the darts are starting to land a bit more pure as well. Bad news for Luke.
69.
Throwing with a bit more firmness, perhaps, and Luke Humphries nowhere near in this third leg.
134.
You get the feeling if Humphries is going to win this game,
12.
he might have to do it the hard way, doing it to the very end. Very much like his last 2 wins in 2022, which both went to the wire. But he's given a little bit of a freebie here. This could be
85.
the little jump start that he needs. 16 for the bull will give him his first leg.
45.
If you are going to miss it, you might as well hit the 10.
6.
But you don't want to be giving Chisnall more shots at a double. We are basically 3 legs into this match. This is going to be Dave's 11th dart at a double.
It's
not a problematic one either. You'd rather be left on tops than double 3, but Dave Chisnall doesn't care. 3-0 advantage now for Luke Humphries, who's going to have to show real resilience and bottle. We know he's a fantastic front runner. When the scoring is coming, he can live with the best of them, but it's about 93. Digging in, and it's about clawing back a 3-0 deficit.
The early signs are a little worrying.
23.
Chisnall winning those 3 legs in 18, 16 and 16, so that's 3 legs with 6 visits.
96.
Humphries now needs, in my opinion, to maybe win 3 of the next 4 legs to get back into this final.
Could quickly unravel for Cool Hand. A man who's never lost in the final of a Euro Tour. Perfect 4 out of 4. It'd be a new experience, and it'd be 44. A pretty bruising experience if he was to get walloped by Chiz.
He wouldn't be the first person to be walloped by Chisnall. He's made a habit of giving people a hiding over the years, but then again, he's taken a few as well.
Does that come from personal experience at any point?
I've been on both sides of that, actually. I've played Dave in the ranking semi-final, and I survived 7 match darts and went on to win the title, so that was my lucky day. But then, on a European Tour event in Hildesheim, he gave me an absolute touch-up in the last leg of an 11-leg thriller, and all I could do was smile. Luke will be smiling if he finds double 10, but he won't be smiling if he gives Dave another look.
Luke required 20.
Double 5 is key. That's a huge dart. You can see what it means to him. And there is the artist formerly known as Ryan Searle, looking a bit like Little Black Riding Hood.
If he was trying to disguise himself, well, you're Ryan Searle. You've got a pretty distinctive look. I think people will know who you are even in a hoodie, even hiding those lovely flowing locks of yours.
I'm loving the almost anti-hero look of Ryan Searle. I'm digging it. Just looking at Dave's career. 9 finals in the European Tour. 9. He's won 3 of them. He's beaten Andrew Gilding in a final last year. He's beaten Chris Dobie in Denmark in 2019. And he beat Peter Wright to win his first one. But he has lost finals to the likes of Phil Taylor, Raymond van Barneveld,
57.
Michael van Gerwen, James Wade, just down the road in Hamburg. And he's also lost to Christoph Ratajski in Gibraltar in 2019. That was a tournament where Ratajski really owned the semi-finals and final. He didn't get anywhere near him. So the experience of finals doesn't just go to the man who's won 4 of them last year. Dave has done this over the course of more than a decade. But are things turning? Are they turning, Luke? Oh, that'll look good in the air. It just didn't land.
Well, that was a check out that Ryan Searle took against Luke Humphries. Didn't quite repay that to Dave Chisnall. 12 for the ball, or double 13. Has to just refocus, because I think a little bit like Ryan Searle, maybe not to as bad an extent. Dave's eyesight's not the best, and he didn't have an eye for double 13 there. Break for Humphries. 3 of the next 4 legs, you said, Paul, and he's 2/3 of the way there.
Almost mission accomplished in the first half of this match. But that double 6, that was a beauty. That's exactly where a professional dart player wants to hit double 6. And something's ignited him. I know every dart player just wants to hit the double, but there is an ideal spot. It's just inside that outside wire. We're on 9 darter watch for both of them. Now just for Dave.
140.
If anybody's going to get a 9 darter in a tournament like this, it's usually Dave Chisnall.
We've broken the 180 record that we were talking about earlier on in the tournament, with 232 now.
Extraordinary, isn't it? When you consider what Dan Dawson was saying earlier about the top 4 in the world being eliminated earlier in the tournament. This is now a record tournament for maximums. When we had those blitz type games from Humphries and Chisnall and Gessie Price and Dirk getting so many maximums, we thought it was under threat. We now have it confirmed. Well done, everybody. And well done, Humphries, because he's won 3 straight to get back in the match. And that's the best leg of the match, a 12 darter. Game on.
Starting to climb through the gears is Luke Humphries now.
108.
We've not just broken the record, I think we're going to try and annihilate it tonight. And Dave Chisnall usually likes annihilating the treble 20, and so does Luke Humphries, but only 2 out of 3 on that occasion.
I just love modern day dart players being disappointed with a 140. If you think you are good enough to take on these kind of guys,
58.
Next time you hit a 140 and are disappointed, you might be good enough.
I quite enjoy hitting a 60, 3 straight darts.
140.
Me too these days. Well, he might be able to eliminate the switch by just staying on the 60.
140.
Well, it's fortunate that second dart stayed there. That was a really big wobble.
Walking a tightrope with every visit, it seems.
100.
Earlier in the day, Humphries took out 221 and 6, but he started the combination with a 145. Chisnall needs 66 more, but he's gone for the greedy treble and has paid the price by under-delivering the shot, meaning he does not get a shot at the outer ring of the ball. Humphries can make him pay for it.
You could have got 121.
Well, this is the shot of the ferret. Can it be the shot of Coolhand? The answer's no.
85.
It's a good last start. Sets up double
40.
18. But it could be to no avail, because Dave does like tops. He does tend to leave it on purpose.
Nice line.
20.
Doesn't get the weight of the dart.
You require 36.
So, from 3-0 down, Luke Humphries doesn't make it 4-3.
That's the ultimate nightmare
20.
when you've got to traverse the board, hitting that single 9 and that dart in your hand that you can't use. It's like a hot potato. You can't wait to get rid of it.
On the 7th leg, Dave.
Chisnall could have paid the price for being greedy
Game
on 66. He doesn't, and ultimately
140.
Humphries does not start with a max, but that would have been like bogeying the 5th hole and then going to the next tee and saying, give me the driver, I'm just going to hit this hard because I'm angry.
Well, Luke Humphries' first Euro Tour triumph last season was won in fairly straightforward circumstances. It was 8-2 against Martin Lukeman, but as the year progressed, he was made to work harder for his wins. 8-5 against Rob Cross, 8-7 against Rob Cross, and 8-7 against Roby John Rodriguez, where he did have to mount a comeback.
57.
Yeah, I think one of those victories for Luke Humphries gave me one of the celebrations of the season when he threw
60.
a dart he had in his hand in the air and then he almost punched it on its way down. He didn't, because it would have been dangerous to do that, but the way that the cameras worked with it, it was a brilliant thing to watch. Just like these. There you go. Glides it over the top to leave the baby fish. He's already had a 161 today.
130.
He might have needed it.
Seeing the big fish from Keegan Brown. Will we see the little one? Oh, we might. For 5-3.
95.
I could tell on the backlift there that it was too short. Couldn't rescue it on the way through. And Humphries to draw level again.
48.
Fine margins.
Dave, you require 35.
Got to stay resilient in these times of games. Mid-90s averages for both, and they're both missing doubles. Dave is missing more as well. It's one of those
60.
finals that's going to be so dramatic because of misses as well as hits. Halfway point for both players.
Well, Luke Humphries has currently got the best double percentage, standing at a pretty measly 27%. That's, well, I'm gonna say that
180.
I'm gonna say that 26% on the checkouts isn't going to win much. But if the other guy's only on 21.
All you need is one more chance than the other player when it comes to the end of the match. These players aren't bothered about winning tournaments with 110 average.
97.
They just want to win no matter what the cost. Whether it's 8-7, 8-0 or somewhere in between. And maybe the fact that Humphries has won tournaments in the final by various margins will help him.
Yeah, he's had the range of experiences. Euro Tour finals, range of winning experiences.
140.
This one may end up being the most satisfying. Get the better of Chizzy.
Yeah, Chisnall's closest winning final was Belgium last year, where he won by 2 legs. Previously, he'd won by 5 legs in Denmark and 5 legs in Germany when he won his first one. That was a happy accident, that first start, wasn't it?
Very, very happy accident.
Luke to throw first. Game on.
You can't ignore the fact that these two players have made a lot of money in their careers to date. They won't be thinking about the money. But this is an £18,000 match. It may just take a little bit of the pressure off for the rest of the year when it comes to their schedules. They both have children. They may be at some point allowed to take 1 or 2 weekends off because of the win here that they could bank in the next 20 minutes.
And Luke Humphries starting to sympathise with Dave Chisnall because he's had a bounce out of his own.
Not sympathetic from Dave.
If Dave Chisnall does win this final, goes up to second in the Pro Tour Order of Merit. So just backing up the point you've just made, Paul.
There you go. Just trying to paint the picture for the rest of the year. And if you don't see Dave Chisnall in something as a result of winning this, you know why. Humphries missed an event in the Netherlands last year because he was at a wedding. And sometimes it's nice to have the opportunity to do something personal because you've been so brilliant. But you can only do that if you're brilliant again. This would be brilliant. If he hits the bull.
132.
Bull or nothing with those big combinations this tournament.
Almost sounds like a song, doesn't it? It was called All or Nothing, that song, wasn't it? Not Bull or Nothing.
Yeah, that sounds like a really bad parody.
Yeah.
That does not need to be made.
Sounds like a Weird Al Yankovic kind of cover.
Nothing
Nothing weird about that.
Chisnall.
Chisnall wins the last 2 legs in 25 darts.
Game on.
12 and 13. That's a kick down the back straight. And if he does that again, he'll win the title. If Chisnall does win,
86.
he will equalise Luke's position on the all-time list of European Tour winners.
140.
He's definitely one of the best players that's ever graced the European Tour, but maybe he hasn't had as many wins to justify his greatness.
134.
Well, you can certainly apply that to the major TV tournaments as well. He's still without one. Been around the block over a decade now. He's probably the top of many people's list when it comes to best players never to win a TV ranked major.
Absolutely. That 99.7 average now was courtesy of the last 2 legs, really. He's gone up a notch, and he's just hit his 6th 180. And he's hitting them at times that are really hurting Humphries,
43.
who may well need to win the final 4 legs of the contest to keep his 100% record in finals on the European Tour.
Oh, he went for the bull rather than
61.
treble 14. That's unusual, but he's so far in front, he can just do what he wants.
Yeah, I think that was probably the right play there. Wasn't really too concerned about hitting the ball. At least he got the 25 and had the luxury of laying up for tops. This is for another sub-15 leg. He'll take 15 now.
30.
But can't.
He could require 106.
Well, we've seen a Lucas take 160. Will we see a Luke do it? He will not.
Just not happening.
100.
He's effectively a dart or 2 behind in most legs at the minute. He's got his back against the wall. But how much? It's as bad as it gets now. It has to be 4 straight for Luke. Now he's won 3 straight in this contest. Can he go 1 better?
Well, if Luke Humphries does lose this game, if Dave Chisnall does win it, I think the analysis will be very simple. Dave played better. He scored
93.
better. He's doubled slightly better. He's hit more maximums.
I was looking at the range of the averages for the players before the final started.
96.
And Humphries' high average was 101. His lowest, 94. So the range is 7. Whereas Chisnall's range on that 180 for starters has been so much better than Humphries. But his top average, 107, his lowest, 88.
105.
So his range was 19. That worried me a little bit. But this is more of the good stuff from Chizzy.
125.
This is where it's got to start, Luke. If it doesn't, it could be curtains.
Almost a resigned look on the face of Luke Humphries.
103.
If Chisnall is to take this out, you only get 1 match dart. Treble 20 or treble 19. It is treble 19 to start with. 6 for tops.
83.
He can't do it yet. Agonising wait.
20.
First warning, Luke.
Game's on the 12 leg.
1 down, 3 to go.
13 leg is Dave.
I'm guessing the man he just glanced across there to was Ryan Searle.
More than likely. I think that was an oh stop. He might have been getting a compliment. He might have been getting a heckle. Who knows? Good start from Dave. When you need 1 leg for a title, a 140 start is always welcomed. He can't be too greedy. And he's putting his foot down.
Oh, that is greedy.
8 180s in the final. That could well be the last one we see. He's had 27 in the tournament. In fact, between them, they've had 51. 51 180s between two players is an amazing effort. And don't get another one, Dave.
427.
A record-breaking tournament with the most 180s ever seen in any European Tour event.
54.
But is it an event that is won by this man?
A new event. And a first-time winner of the Baltic Sea Darts Open. Dave Chisnall has 2 darts.
44.
4 match darts, scuppered 3 now.
161.
This would be some skin saver. It's an almost resigned look.
89. Dave, you require
Chisnall
10.
will eye up double 5 for European Tour win number 4.
And 2 in the space of 3 Euro Tour events. And Chiz does the biz.
And the 2023
The Baltic Sea Darts Open to kick off the 2023 European Tour campaign has been won by Dave Chisnall.